Well, hello, Sasha Black.
Hello, darling.
How are you? You're not busy or anything. You
Hot
are like
fucking
super
mess
chill.
is hot fucking mess is, and I'm sorry, I am just going to tell everybody this is going to be a sweary one. I can't. I literally, my tolerance for holding anything in or being polite is at fucking zero right now. So that's where I'm at.
Uh,
How are you? Let's
I'm
start with
good.
you.
I'm I feel calmer so I can receive that energy and hold that for you.
Oh, thanks. Oh.
But the thing is, oh gosh, where did I saw a great quote the other day about like how you must find your people to complain to because nobody else wants to hear your bullshit. But
Right?
no, and for writers, nobody else in our lives want to hear about all the things we're thinking about writing, all the things we're thinking about our books and marketing and everything we have to do. And when we complain about what we have to do as writers, they could really be arsed
It's
to care.
it's especially when you're doing well. Nobody
Eh,
wants to hear it when you're doing well.
mhm. And
It's
that is
like, oh,
why,
let me cry my boohoo tears for you.
and maybe that's why this podcast works so well because we are celebrating each other, but we also get to complain about whatever we want, and it's real and it's true, and we get to do that. And but and it may sound like I'm being flippant, but this is one of the things I will preach to the cows come home is that people have to have their community. They have to have their groups where they have to have their little podcast where they can go on and pretend that nobody's listening, like you and me, or you have to have people that you do this with 100%. So tell me what's going on. I know that you have been busy because we were talking offline on Marco Polo about this. You were like, you're setting something up. What are you setting up? Your office looks amazing, by the way.
God, so for listeners, my office is an absolute shithole,
Eh.
and it's just piled high. Literally, if I stood up, you would see that those boxes are basically my height in boxes. And that is a side I'm also, and this is tidy. Let me just explain that. So for listeners, once again, I'm just showing the
Oh,
other side of my office
wow.
and all the
Oh,
way out to my
no.
front door. So
All
there's just
boxes,
like
boxes, boxes.
boxes, 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 and my garage is to the rafters full of boxes.
What are in those boxes?
Um, Life choices and consequences.
I wasn't sure how you would answer that, and you answered it well.
Yeah, life choices and consequences is what is in those boxes. So essentially, I made a decision. It was a decision to um take on.
Your face.
I don't know if I'm gonna cry or not. To okay, right. No, it's fine. I chose this. I wanted this problem. I chose to take on the fulfillment of my website because I want to grow and expand it into what is essentially an e-commerce business,
Mhm.
where I have control of what goes into the boxes that goes to readers. My website does enough that I should have a customer loyalty program. I should be able to send freebies. I should be able to have branding on the boxes or, whatever. And I have ceded too much control to print on demand, which I love. Do not get me wrong. And there are certain things that I will still like. So, for example, I'm only starting with paperbacks. So I will still allow the hardbacks to be print on demand for a while. Um, and So, but I also want to be able to do merch and I want to be able to do boxes and I want to be able to do, have special editions. I want to be able to sign things. I want to, and it was all getting a little bit too difficult to do that. And it's other things like we have art packs of like 13 not safe for work art prints that I am being asked quite literally on a daily basis to sell on my website. And I cannot do that under print on demand structures.
Wow.
So, in order to be able to do all of that, the only thing, well, that's not true. I could have sent it to a fulfillment company, but then you lose two things. The first thing you lose is the ability to to take pride in the quality of packing, right? Like, I love the companies that I work with that are print on demand, of which there are three, so I am not naming any names, but there are a lot of problems with packing and shipping and delivery and a lot of reprints, and that's not really the experience that I want my readers to have. And yes, I know even when we do it, there will still be problems, but what I'm hoping is that those problems are lower because we can take the time and care to, do those things very adequately.
Yeah,
And the
and
second
I don't know
thing,
about you, but like there must be such a feeling of being out of control with it too. If the problem in packing comes from you or whoever might be working for you, that's like, oh, my bad.
and
Sorry
who
about
who
that.
deals with the brunt of the customer service? Me. Because it,
Exactly.
it slides into my DMs and they're
Hmm.
complaining to me. And it's like, even sometimes when it's Amazon fuck up, they're still complaining to me. And I'm like, do I look like Jeff fucking Bezos? No, I cannot help you. Like, go to Amazon,
But you
you know?
have to be the professional
Well,
say, "Oh,
yeah,
I'm so sorry."
yeah,
And you're not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm just like I'm mad at the company. But if it is
right,
yours, I can legitimately
exactly.
say, "Oh, my bad. Can't wait to get
Yes,
you an extra print or two,
yes,
slip in a couple of apology things." Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
100%, 100%. The second reason we did not want to give it to a fulfillment company is that how do I make all my money? Content marketing, right? Video marketing, reels, static posts, pictures, imagery. If I give the fulfillment to somebody else, there's no video marketing possibilities at all. I cannot film packing boxes. I
Mm.
cannot film my custom built, you know, unit that has racking with fucking books for days on it, Like I can't do any of that. There are no marketing opportunities when somebody else controls the fulfillment and the packing and the shipping. I can time lapse the build of this. That's like 4 or 5 different pieces of content. I can video record the pallet delivery of 3,500 books that's coming on the 10th of February. Each one of these things is a piece of content that we can iterate and use. And so, yeah, like I just thought about it and I was like, I earn all my money from content marketing. Doesn't matter what platform it is, I'm still going to be doing content marketing in terms of that
Mhm.
visual aspect. I love video marketing. And I've been doing these packing videos and I love it. Anyway, so
Yeah, go on.
taking on this weeny little project and actually not so small. And our dear friend Joe pointed out a few quite significant things I had not thought about because we know what I'm like. I just barrel into stuff. And so I've got quite a lot of to-dos on my plate. And they're things that I have no knowledge of, and neither does the indie community. Because, as she very eloquently pointed out, this is not an indie author business. This is an e-commerce
E-commerce.
and product business,
Yeah.
which is not the same model and not the same accounting model. If I have stock of books, that does not get accounted for on your books the same way.
It's a whole different tax thing. Like every time I run into those questions on tax things that I'm dealing with, like, well, what is your stock? What are your returns? What is your storage? I'm like, well, I don't have to. And now you do have to.
Yeah, yeah. And she was asking me like, are you like, is this what you want to do? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just really overwhelmed by not knowing all of the things. Like that is a when I have lived with, okay, maybe not all the accounting things, but when I have lived with, a pretty deep knowledge of the indie community and how to do this business for quite a while, it's like going back to like being in your first year of high school and you know nothing. You know nothing,
But you
right?
also love that. That is a place where you do shine. Where's your learner? Is it pretty
It's
high?
at 4, but
Oh, there you
I
go.
like having learnt.
And also it's
So
nice when you
yeah,
can go to reputable sources to be taught. And there's
right. That's
yeah.
it. Like I always know somebody that knows somebody, and I know nobody this time.
You
And
know,
that's
nobody who's doing this e-commerce in the book business, maybe, but maybe like, are there other models that you can look at for inspiration?
of course, but I don't know anybody.
Right.
Like right now, I don't. I will find people.
Right.
But yeah, and this was another Joe suggestion, but I'm going to one of those small business, uh, like the local government type place has like a small business enterprise type unit where they give free advice and stuff. So I'm going to one of those because, um, I'm going to have to
That's a
employ
good
someone really,
idea.
really soon. So that's also scary.
Can you imagine that you were talking about filming yourself receiving these pallets to your warehouse, whereas
Even are you,
2 years
Sacha?
ago,
Yeah, 2 years ago, I was like struggling to pay my bills. Uh, yeah, I wrote some words this week.
did you? Good job.
I did. I
How
know,
did it
right?
feel?
Amazing. I learned a lesson about input. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, it's number one input. I always want to
Okay,
hear
well
it.
that's why I said. So the
Where's
reason
your
that
input?
nine,
Okay,
but I
so
have
top
learner
10.
at four, so those two
Yeah.
kind of go together, yeah. So I thought I needed input for the sake of input, but I don't. With your green strengths, do you like certainty seek?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay, right. So I have enough greens that I also have some of that certainty seeking behavior. And I didn't realize, but my competition is leading, obviously, it leads literally everything in my entire life. But my competition is driving my reading. And I was like, I didn't even make this connection, but basically, I read in my genre because it gives me certainty about what is center market, which then means I know how to outline because I know what to outline. And I was like, how the hell did I miss this? So essentially, I was spending a lot of time reading and deconstructing craft, and now I've shifted to reading and deconstructing trope and genre
Hmm.
because I have the basics of craft, well, hopefully I have a bit more than basics of craft, but now it's about amalgamating the craft then with thematically. So I'm doing dark academia. Okay, so we know that it's about elitism, obsession. So like what are those portrayals of obsession in dark academia? And like in some stories it's elitism about who gets in, and in others it's about who controls power, who has access to knowledge. And for others it's obsession in romance with another person. But I didn't know any of that because I wasn't deconstructing for that, and now I know it. So it's given me because I was struggling to outline, and I was like, what am I missing? So anyway, I went and did the input. Well, I'm still doing the input, and it has now given me certainty about what to write. So anyway, what do you think
How
about?
are
Because you
you?
have
How are
competition
you?
too.
Yeah, I have competition. It's lower than yours, but obviously. But that's really, really interesting. How are you capturing what you find? Are you a keeper of notes or are you keeping it in your head? What are you doing? Oh, so Sasha's holding up a book that is annotated. But see, if I
Yes,
annotated something, I'd never go back to it. Like, how do you?
I don't necessarily need to go back to it.
It's the
So
noticing
occasion
that
it's
works.
it's yes, and I'll write notes on the pages, and that
Hmm.
action is what will,
Yeah.
because also it's important to me. So if it's important to me and it's relevant to a book, to the thing that I'm writing, then it tends to stay in that. I'm not saying I'll remember it forever, but I will remember it for right now, right?
Yeah.
The other thing I do is anything that's a tab up me is relevant to my book. Like that's an idea I've had to my for my book. So I know if I see that, I have to go back to that one specific
That's
one.
a clever hack. So if the
Yeah.
tab is sticking out, it is something about the book itself that you've noticed
Well,
trope or craft
it could
or
be, yes,
whatever. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is something that I want to insert into my story. So like let's actually just go and check. What is it? Um, oh, okay. So there's a what I call author philosophy. So there are often these lines that writers write that are really poetic and sort of deep and meaningful and profound. And it made me think, oh, actually, but I think this about that thing. So I've written a note about what I think, and I'm like, that needs to go in the book.
Oh, that is so good. And also it must be so enjoyable. And are you
It's so
remembering to read?
enjoyable.
So you're remembering now to do it.
What I'm now reading with purpose, and I feel like I've gained back my motivation to read. So
Are you
I came
enjoying it?
off Goodreads. I am enjoying it much more. And I was really enjoying it right up until 2 days ago when I just fell off a cliff of overwhelm and like started
Mm.
having a meltdown over
Hmm.
everything. So yeah, yeah.
And we talked a little bit beforehand. I know we can't talk about everything, but in terms of that cliff, sorry, this has turned into a therapy session with me, your
I know, right?
therapist. Um, uh, how are you dealing with overwhelm?
Not well. My added to the fact, so my coach is on hiatus at the moment,
Mm.
for very valid reasons. So there's nothing, you know, but they are on hiatus. And I had not realized how much I had created a crutch for myself. And like that
I
was
don't
where I
know if
would,
a crutch in terms of a coach is a bad thing. That's not a crutch. That is, you're literally paying for assistance.
it's it's a crutch when you reach for that instead of at least attempting to resolve the problem yourself.
Ooh, okay. I can see that. Valid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because time is money and I knew I'd get an answer rather than giving my intellect and green strengths the space to work it out myself. So in one way, this has been an excellent sort of few weeks because I have been forced to have these epiphanies myself and work things out myself. And but I'm definitely reaching the point where I'm like, no, I need outside help. And that's why I like messaged Joe this morning. I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Help. And she's amazing. And she talked me off a ledge. I don't even think she realizes she talked me off a ledge, but she did. So,
So you're moving forward. And what book are you writing right now? I've forgotten.
so Architecty is the dark academia one. That's the one I'm allowed to talk
It's called
about. That's not actually
Architecty.
what Architecty, yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that title.
Oh, thanks.
It's
Have I not said that
so
out loud?
good.
Oh,
My
thanks.
brain just went, how is that not already out there? And you got it. Oh, so good. So good.
Um, and but I'm working on a secret novella that I won't talk about, but I think is going to be the thing that tips the Kickstarter into a six-figure Kickstarter. I'm just saying that out loud. I don't
I
know.
want
Maybe
to
I'm wrong,
see
but I think so.
I want to see the six-figure Kickstarter. Oh my God. When is the Kickstarter going live? It's soonish, right? No, is it February?
4th of March.
Oh, okay. So a couple. We're recording on January 30th. So
Yeah, so and
by the time regular people hear this on the regular podcast who aren't in our Patreon, it'll be going live in a
yeah,
couple
oh my
days.
gosh, that's weird. So as we record this, when I launched the last Kickstarter, we had 718 followers, and we are currently on, well, last I checked earlier on today, it was 869. And I think, having tracked a lot of Kickstarters, if you have between sort of 1,200 and 1,400 followers, you're likely to go over six figures.
That's
Can't guarantee it,
amazing.
obviously.
Yep.
Can't guarantee it, but that is sort of the number I've seen working. And of course it depends, doesn't it? So the prices will be slightly lower this time. So we will actually need more people in order to hit that number. So that might be our detriment. We might not be able to go over six figures because of that. But I wanted to lower the price to make it more accessible. So on the other hand, it might be that more people are then able to back. I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they are the most exquisitely beautiful books I think I've ever seen. So I'm very excited.
Oh, that's awesome. And you are continuing to write.
Trying. I definitely don't think I'm doing it particularly successfully, but I think by the time March comes around, I will be writing pretty much all the time. Well,
It's
yeah,
hard when
I
a
think I'll
Kickstarter is running.
only the first day or two, and then I just ignore it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
I literally obsess for like 48 hours, and the last 24 is really, really hard for my competition. I'm like just hitting refresh like a 15-year-old boy at bedtime. Sorry, everyone. I told you I
There
just have no boundaries tonight.
no
I'm sorry.
filters left. We don't need
No
them. We don't need
filters.
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, that's like all my news, I think. I feel like I've overtaken
Mm,
this podcast
you
again.
have absolutely not. Absolutely not. What has been going on over here? Well,
Yeah, tell me.
I miss it. What?
You had cats. Well,
Oh,
you didn't have
had
cats last
cats.
time we
I
spoke.
cats. I have cats there. And the DOG is right next to their door. The DOG has not met the kittens yet. We're taking it very, 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 very slowly because they're so tiny. They were taken from their mom way too early. The mom kind of
Oh,
abandoned them. And Junebug is reactive, and we're trying to go really sensibly, and we're getting our trainer involved, and I just want to make sure everybody's safe, and so we're going slow. But right now, she's like right at their door, so I'm hoping she doesn't bark. But that has been a wonderful, wonderful thing,
and their
and
names? Are they finally
their
named?
names they are finally named um, Arlo and Space Prince. Which doesn't roll off the
Brilliant.
tongue, but it's good. It suits the little
Do you
face prince.
actually say the full Space Prince when you call the cat?
Yeah, Lala's working on me for that because she's very insistent upon names. Like Miss, when we had Miss Idaho, it was never Miss or Missy or Idaho. Like if somebody called her Idaho, Lala would correct them. It is Miss Idaho to you.
Oh
So
my God,
this
I
will
love it.
this will be Space Prince unless she changes it. But yeah, Arlo is my name, which is very very simple, and I like it, and it suits him. Um,
It's cute.
and work-wise, I messaged you on Polo when I was doing my I realized that my monthly, sorry, my yearly money update that I give. And after I'd realized that, like, well, first of all, I messaged you because I thought I had hit six figures, and because I did not do the math right, which is typical. But I came so close last year. I wanted to increase writing, what I made from the actual writing last year, not increase teaching, author services, and like anything like that. I took a step back from teaching. I taught less than I normally do, and I put more energy into getting books out there and trying to promote them, although this year will be more than that. And I hit 82,000 US dollars, which is just on writing. And that is a six-figure author in the country in which I live, in New Zealand dollars. That's a good over, I can't remember, that would probably be about 140,000. But that's
That's
just on the books.
incredible.
And I
It's
didn't know
incredible.
that. And the incredible thing to me is that I didn't know it because I didn't advertise anything, except for I have a long-standing Facebook ad on Life in Stitches, which works and I don't touch it. It's like $100 a month. And then my assistant gets me book bubs whenever he can, which is we probably got two last year
And
for
how many
free.
releases did you have?
One, just one.
That's incredible. Oh my
I
God.
know.
Doesn't that show you two things though? One is the power of a backlist,
Yeah. The backlist
and
that you're
this,
not even paying attention to,
right? That's
you
fucking
know?
incredible. And the second thing is, d does that make it feel much more reachable to
Totally.
hit the six figures?
Totally. Absolutely. That made me think that I not
You've
only
got less
will,
than
but I
20% to go.
Yeah, and I like to do this kind of math. That was the 82,000 made on writing was a 29% increase from the year before. And
Oh
that
my
is
God.
not insignificant, 29% increase. Because I did take that scary step to step back from teaching a little bit. And I'm still going to continue to only teach either once or twice this year, rather than the three times I used to teach in the years before, which is scary and belt tightening and all that. But honestly, like it paid for itself. So yeah, almost paid for itself. So it's exciting, and I think that
That is
that's
exciting.
that goal that I felt a little bit, I don't know, chagrined to have like said out loud. I want to be a six-figure author in terms of books. Um,
Yeah.
it made it just
And
feel like, oh, I'm practically there.
exactly. So how many, because this was last year was the year of all the edits, right? So is this year the year
Yeah.
of all the publishing?
Oh, you would think. You would think. I have two books coming out this year. So, definitely, yeah, I don't think I'll have three. Oh, unless I republish those other three books. So I'll have between two and five books come out this year. But if I have the five, then it's three that we're reprinting, and I got the rights back, and we're trying to figure out how best to get them out there. But those aren't new releases.
Seven Miracles?
Yeah, Seven Miracles comes out in August. And well, actually, this isn't the cover anymore. The cover is now much lighter pink, but it's even
Oh
cuter
my
now.
God. God, I
It's even
love that.
cuter.
But it's a skull and it's
Thank you.
black. Of course, I love that.
Well, then now it's pink with but it's still a little bit badass looking. Um, and then the memoir, I'll kickstart that. So
Amazing.
that's with the copy editor, and Seven Miracles is completely out of my hands. And I've gotten some really good blurbs from big people in the like fantasy, this kind of,
Cozy space.
witchy genre. Yeah, that my editor got from me, which is the best way to get them because I hate asking for them. Hate asking
Anyone
for
you're
them.
allowed to say or
I could probably pull one up really quick because I can't remember. Curse. If someone springs to me, oh, here's a blurb. Oh, Jane Ann Krentz. Come on. Jane Ann Krentz says a delightful, engaging story of finding family, finding one's power, and finding out what truly matters, told with wit, charm, and a
oh.
whole lot of heart.
So go buy it now, guys.
And you can. It is up for
Yeah.
pre-order everywhere. The Seven Miracles of
Excellent.
Beatrix Allen.
I will have to
And
go and have a
so
look.
that yeah, so that was fun. That was my January. I was a little bit nervous about looking at the numbers, as you know. It's really important for me to share the numbers, but also I knew that I had made less, and how is that going to feel internally? And it felt great. I'm still the thing is I'm making enough to support us, knock wood, and I'm doing it with intention and a whole lot of enjoyment around what I'm doing, and my classes will open, oh geez, this week, I guess. I just looked at the calendar because I always open them a month before they start. So I have another month with no teaching, and and then I'll start teaching in March, and I will continue to write then. But there's just this wonderful, beautiful, sweet focus on writing right now, which has been, it's felt like romantic, I
And is this the story with the two characters that are New Zealand based?
Yes, right now it is called peculiarity because the woman
Mm.
in question, she has a quote. I believe, and I believe I am right, that she was gay, and of course those were times where she couldn't talk about it. But she said in a letter, "A peculiarity I am and always will be." So right now it's called peculiarity, and the working title will change. But I've just been writing it out of order, which is something I never do. I am only following what is super exciting to me on the day, and it's just so like chaotic and fun. I've never been this freaking chaotic, and I have come from chaotic. So
You've mentioned joy in two different ways twice, and like about being intentional and like doing the things that are joyful for you, and then writing this book in a joyful way. And I think that's how I know that what I'm doing is the right thing. Like, even though I'm in pain right now and I'm very badly overwhelmed, like the picture I have in my head of this unit and being able to do the content videos and like seeing those beautiful boxes go out of the door, even if I'm not the one packing them, all of those things spark joy for me. And so that's how I know I'm doing the right thing. Like, do I enjoy the back end minutiae processes? No, not even one iota of me. But the end result brings me joy.
there have been, and listeners will know this. There have been conversations you and I have had on this show where I am concerned about you, and probably vice versa, where you have been concerned about me, and we have voiced those concerns. There have been a couple times that like you have come in almost broken, and right now I can see the overwhelm, but I can see and feel the joy too. So I'm not worried about you. I'm glad you reached out
Yeah.
to Joe. I'm glad you reached out for help, but I'm not worried about you because this does seem like you are stepping towards your joy too, even though, or maybe especially because you don't know what it's going to look like.
It's like, I was thinking about what is it that pops up on my feed when I scroll? Because, of course, that is the truth, isn't it? That is the
Yes.
truth.
Yes.
Cats and packing videos. And like lesbian thirst traps, let's be real. But it is like cats and packing videos. It's the only ASMR I like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Packing, as in packing boxes, or do you also get like travel packing? Because I get
No,
travel
no. So
packing,
like stationary packing
stationary
and they
packing. Okay, yeah.
like because I hate ASMR, but I will not tolerate. I quite like the state because then they're not talking and it's not a human sound. I can't stand. human sounds, but like the scraping of the box or like the crunkly tissue paper. Like I love all of that.
I can
And also,
honestly tell you that I have never seen one of those. That has never crossed my feed. That is not a kink for me.
I
That is
don't understand.
my kink is the unzipping of the zipper of the suitcase and then watching how they wrap the shoes inside the little bag that then becomes a space hold. That's we all have our thing, but yeah.
We do all have our thing. Like we
But if
definitely all have our thing.
if one is on TikTok, one must realize that that will show you who you are so much to the point. Sasha, I have not admitted this anywhere, and I probably will never admit it again because it's freaking me out. But I was talking to my sister who is autistic, and I was like, but the algorithm is not always that good because for like for as long as I've been on TikTok, 3 or 4 years, probably more than 4 years now, it's been like all autistic, like all autistic TikTok, ADHD. So there's some ADHD stuff there, but more autistic. And she's just like, I think you should get tested, Rachel. So I'm in the process of being tested.
I get a lot of those as well. I was not going to talk about those. I
Well, I
get a
will tell
lot of
you,
those.
I will tell you what the tests and with the talk with the psychiatrist, psychologist, or whatever comes to, and it may be nothing because I'm actually doing the testing and the assessments with the doctors in order to say the TikTok algorithm is wrong and here's how. So, watch this space.
Is it though?
That's what my that's what my sister said.
Is it? It's like a multi-billion-dollar algorithm, but this could be
Which
wrong.
is why it's never not going to be funny to me when older men are like, it is just all dancing 12-year-old girl, 16-year-old girl videos. I'm like, no, it's not. Those don't cross my page. Never
Yeah,
seen
they
them.
don't cross mine. They don't cross mine. Gymnasts do. I watch a lot of gymnastics because that was one of the things I wanted to do as a kid. And it's
Ah,
like, yeah, I get those a lot on Facebook as well. There's these three lads that do all of these like challenges and they're so fucking stupid. Like they'll have accidents and stuff, but they are actually ex-British gymnasts. And so yeah, I get a lot of like beam work or like the American Olympics, or so I love that kind of stuff. But no 12-year-olds dancing. I don't get any of that. Like actual athletes doing sports, some of that I get.
this is
Yeah.
a white paper I want to read. Somebody writing the paper about how people can find out about themselves by using
Yeah.
TikTok or
Yeah, let
something
somebody
or
else
something
scroll
like
your
it.
feed.
So how did you feel because I did not even know that TikTok went away? Did TikTok go away for a few days for America?
14 hours.
14 hours. So it
Yeah.
went away and then came back, which was, I mean, how do you feel about all that? You must be so
Um,
relieved.
I was, I think, holding quite a lot of worry over it
Hmm.
because even though I am doing other things to like make my business sustainable, a lot of traffic does come from TikTok. And, my Instagram is at the point where it's getting close to rivaling. But because TikTok is still going, I don't have any data that is completely clean to
Mm-hmm.
understand the impact of Instagram. So, my social media manager is pretty clear that Instagram is basically like a slow viral machine for me. I'm not saying that would do that for anybody else, but we've been at hovering between 900,000 and 1.4 million kind of views a month for a while. Um,
Wow.
yeah, and it's basically because every month or so, and don't get me wrong, we've had some down months. We have had down months where it has completely dropped down. But we basically have sort of 3 to 5 reels that just keep spitting out like 10K views, 20K views a day, and when there's sort of five of them, that's 50,000 views a day. And that's a lot of advertising for
Hmm.
free. And so, yeah, I think in May last year, I had 5,000 followers, and now I'm on like over 23,500. So that's the consequence of that slow viral kind of increase that we've seen.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So Instagram's very definitely rivaling. So I was concerned, but also I was like, I'm not going to miss this opportunity. Every change is an opportunity. Like that's how I want to frame it. So I I basically did two things. The first thing that I did was go, okay, well, either we pivot to Red Note or wherever it's going. So I did set up a Red Note account, or we try and use TikTok to access Europe. And that's what I did. And I basically went on and did a silly, like, all by myself, you know, that song. And
Oh
I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
are there any readers left? And the thing went nuts. Like in that 14 hours, I had like 600 comments from people saying, I'm here, I'm here. And I had my best day on Shopify, and all of the sales were Europe, all of them.
Oh my God. That must have made
Turn your
you
lemons
feel,
into lemonade.
yes. And that must have made you feel so good and so seen and heard and all of that.
It reaffirmed that mindset is everything, actually.
Yeah.
Above anything else, that's what it did. It reminded me that if you don't quit and you justified quitting aside,
I
if
was gonna say
you
we could quit some
yeah,
things.
we can quit. Yeah, no, you can quit anything. But if you want to utilize a thing, then you just need to pivot
Yeah.
and be resilient and emotionally resilient, and find a new way to make it work for you, or don't, or quit and go somewhere else, and that's fine too. So yeah, I
I
was quite
love
proud of
that.
that.
It was the biggest day on Shopify. You've had some big fucking days on Shopify.
It may not have been
Man.
my biggest day ever, but it was certainly the biggest day this month, and it was if it wasn't £1,000 day, it was pretty damn close to it.
That's
So
incredible.
yeah, yeah, I was really,
Incredible.
really pleased. Um, and I am, that's another reason why I'm charging forward with the kind of fulfillment stuff, is because I want to control my audience. Or not control them, but I want to own the data so that I
Yeah.
can always contact them.
100% because that is clean data. If they have bought from you, they are customers of yours. They are not customers of Amazon or Barnes and Noble. I just got my 1099 from Barnes and Noble and I don't remember why I even looked at it because usually I just download it to the tax forms and deal with it when I need to deal with it. But I think I made $600 or something from them in the year.
But
Like did Nook just die? Did Nook,
yeah,
I mean, it has been going for
yeah,
a long time, but I thought
it's
there were
one
a
of
few
my
more readers.
lowest.
Yeah, I think it might. Well, Ed would be able to tell me, but I think it might be the
Yeah.
lowest.
Google makes more than Barnes and Noble.
I know Google makes, I'm almost positive. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Google definitely makes more. You reminded me of something, and I can't. You do Shopify, don't you?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so um, two things which you may or may not already be doing. I am pretty sure this is why my Shopify is doing so well. And the first one, oh, I haven't even told you about the extra like business arm that I started.
Okay. Give me the advice and then tell me the extra.
Okay, sorry, I just saw it on my desk and there was like nervous laughter. Okay, so
Can't wait.
what is wrong with me? The two things that I do. One is I do all physical pre-orders only on my website, and I release those pre-orders before Amazon. Like Joe, Amazon gets everything last, but I try to correlate it fairly similar timing, whereas Joe I think has like a month apart.
Hmm.
But I will release all the pre-orders early. Um, and this time we're doing a print run, so it's going to be like extra early.
So,
But anyway,
how does that work
that's
with like, don't you usually prioritize the Kickstart? Sorry for people. We're going to go into the weeds here for a second. But your physical pre-orders, you've done a few books on Kickstarter. So the Kickstarter then is
only
closed and done, and then the next walk me through
not
that.
doing it like that anymore.
Okay,
Never again. Everything has to be done. So for example, the Kickstarter we're running in March is for the series that's already complete.
perfect.
And I
Okay,
won't run the Architecty Kickstarter until the duet's complete.
so it will have already been out for sale. These will be special edition books that people
Yes,
can get. That is so
correct.
smart. And then so
Yeah,
what you are doing is you're collecting physical pre-orders only on the website. I think that is perfect. Do
yeah.
you
And I
then
try
go
and get
into
them out.
KU?
So the own no, I have actually taken out my girl games. So I
Yeah, I don't.
wrote girl games for KU, and I took the decision this month to take it out.
I
So
think that's
I
I
have
think that's smart.
nothing in KU right now. Well,
I
I
have
do.
nothing
Oh no,
either.
today it comes out today. That's it. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. I'm
Yay!
out of
Yay!
KU. However, I am considering putting Architecty in purely so that I can enter Kindle Storyteller.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
And you can do it
So
for
it
three
would come
months.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so
So,
the two things you're going to give me two pieces of advice. Physical
oh yes.
pre-orders only on the website. Yes.
And the second one is something exclusive. So I have three novellas that I have on my website that you literally cannot get anywhere else. They are only sourceable by me, and they are things that people want.
I know exactly what those would be already. And
Hmm.
I could,
So
yeah.
I keep them there, and then as soon as someone's like, "Well, how do I get that?" I just hit reply to their comments, so their comments up at the top, and then there's a video of me explaining and showing them my website, and then I get a bunch of orders. And obviously, you take the hit, so you're not getting any Amazon visibility, you're not getting any rank, but you are getting 97% of the money.
Hmm. Those are such smart things. Thank you very much. Thank
You're
you, because this is
welcome.
the year of Shopify for me.
Well, I did think
Um,
I had a feeling that that was the case, so I
that's
thought that's why I'd tell you. Yeah.
the focus right now is on doing turning ads toward the Shopify store and playing with that. That's what the next couple 3 months are going to be about. What were you going to tell me that you just saw on your desk? So, Sasha has the I'm almost gonna cry laugh here face.
So, you know what would be a really good idea when you're like moving into a venue, building a fulfillment center, starting up, buying print runs and, having to deal with stock systems and new accounting and ordering bulk merch and bulk packaging. And do you know what would be fantastic is to start TikTok shop. Why just start TikTok shop?
I was surprised you weren't doing it.
Yeah, I was surprised I wasn't doing it. And then I was like, huh, I'm really busy. This would be a great time to do it.
Okay, talk me through this, because I will be like many listeners. How does it actually work? How is fulfillment done? Do they send it to your Shopify? Is it a
No, it's
P,
completely separate. It is a completely separate
is it
system.
is it print and and
No
audio? Does
ebooks,
just
no
print?
audio. It's just print.
Is it POD, a print on demand through them?
No, you
What?
have to do everything. So you have to
No.
hold stock.
What?
Yeah, I know. Right. Okay. So here was my thinking. Like, I'm gonna
Well, now
hold
you're
stock
gonna hold
anyway.
stock. Yeah, why not?
Might as
I
well have it coming in from two places.
I agree with past Sasha.
Right, I agree with past Sacha, but why did past Sacha think it was a good thing to do that before I'd had the big bloody print order delivered? Like, so now I'm like having to fuck about with ordering print on demand. I've literally spent like £1,600 with BookVault in the last 2 weeks because I can't keep up with the orders. And TikTok is like, yeah, like I've made 2 grand in 16 days. Like, no, not 14 days, 2 grand in 14 days.
Oh
I was
my
like,
God.
no
And you're
wonder I'm
having to fulfill them
overwhelmed
by
and do all the
hand on
filming.
POD. Oh,
This is why I was like hysterically laughing. And of course, and I'm doing it in this much space on my fucking desk and like I tell you, I nearly had a breakdown because like you've seen all the boxes. So of course there's like, all my freebies aren't in anywhere logical order on a bit
hmm
of racking or anything. And
hmm
so it was like, I was tripping over boxes, trying to find. Anyway, so I spent 6 hours one Sunday reorganizing, putting everything in boxes, having like the stickers and things in a little plastic set of drawers and stuff just so that I had some clearness and structure. I will past Sasha was not the timing was not good. Like she made a boo-boo.
When is your warehouse factory palace going to be open and running?
I pick up the keys on Friday. I spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday building. I have nobody to help me on Friday. I'm literally doing the whole move with about 80 boxes all by myself. And then my
That's
PT
very,
today was like,
very
why
gay.
didn't, oh my God, my PT was like, why didn't you just like rent a man with a van? And I was
Yeah.
like, like, one, I didn't think about it. And he was like, that they're literally moving vans. I was like, yeah, into a fucking house, not into a bloody warehouse.
They would
And he
love
was
a
like,
warehouse. Are you kidding? It would be
oh.
like the most enjoyable move for them ever. May I just say it is not too late and you will regret it if you hurt yourself and end up in bed for 2 weeks and lose
I
that time.
know, I
Just
know.
hire somebody.
But I've already rented a van. Then I'll lose the money on the van.
Then you hire the guy. You say, I don't need your van, but I need you. Come along with me. I've got this van. Load it up for me. Chop chop. You could hire a student who doesn't have a van, who wants to get into this line of business. Save your back. Are you going to save like this is not a place to be heroic.
But I was going to let my inner mask come out.
Fine if you don't hurt yourself. This is
Yeah, well, so Saturday I've got a friend helping, and then
okay,
Sunday
good.
Chloe's going to come and help. And then I'll probably be left doing a little bit of building, probably still on Monday.
And when you're
And
talking about building,
then
you're doing like shelves and racking and stuff like that.
racking and stuff like that.
I
My new
cannot.
desk, my new chair, because I'm setting up this exact same, but
Hmm.
there so that I can
Hmm.
work there or here because I need to like get out a bit more.
Hmm.
And then so Monday. Tuesday, probably, I'm hoping by Tuesday it will be done, and then I'll use the rest of the week to write. And then the following Monday is when I get the delivery of 3,600 books, and then Tuesday I get another 100. So then I'll have 3,700 books in stock. So that will probably take me 2 days to unpack and unbox everything. Maybe three, I don't know. I'm hoping to. And then by the following Monday, the 17th, I'm hoping that we are shifted over. And so I just signed the paperwork with DPD today as my shipping partner, and they're going to price match a couple of things because they were lower on most things apart from one country. So they're going to price match the country. Um,
This
so
is
the only
so
remaining
fun.
thing,
I love watching you do this.
well, we've got one complication still, which is the GSPR Europe stuff.
Mm.
So if any listeners have like sorted that out, please let me know
Is that a
because we are
tax
still
thing?
struggling.
Obviously.
It's new regulations. Like basically, you got to have a whole bunch of paperwork and like a named person in Europe for traceability for all the products. And so
Oh,
it's
that's why
fine for the books.
we all had to do it with Apple if we sell like it was due like this week or next week or something like that. It was
Yeah, I've left Apple
yeah. Oh, okay.
and
You left Apple?
I left Apple and I've gone to D2D so that I don't, they're then the
Oh,
named.
that's smart. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you lose an extra 10% on the sale,
Who
which,
cares? It's easy.
oh, it's quite a lot of
I mean,
money, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
you care. Yeah.
Yeah, I care. Yeah, Apple does well for me. I care.
Yeah.
But I care about my privacy more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I'd thought about it, maybe I could have done like a PO box and a work phone number. But actually I just, I just let
I have it nice because my work address, I actually have a business presence in California and a business phone in California, which are both like, I mean, and by business, I mean that my business is registered there and my sister lives there. So she just forwards me what I need, but it is safe and everybody knows I don't live in California and it's so my privacy is not endangered from that.
yeah,
And
yeah, that would have been good. So
yeah,
and so this is sort of along the lines of what the Europe stuff is. You basically, yeah, so it's fine for the books because you can use the printers.
yeah.
And so it's just the merchandise that we need to sort out.
Mm, okay, that's a lot. I
It
really enjoy
is.
listening to all of this because there's oftentimes when I'm listening to you or others who are ambitious and doing all the things that I want to be doing, like I am tempted, my competition kicks in again. I'm like, I am going to write 4 books next month. I am. But for in terms of fulfillment, like people who have ever needed me to mail them anything still haven't got it. Like I can guarantee you, whatever it was, they didn't get it. I would never fulfill anything. And so therefore, this is not even a temptation. I just get to watch you live this other life. I love that you're going to have a second workspace.
I've got
Um,
three now.
so where's the third one? I forgot.
I joined a different gym that had more of a community vibe and they have a lovely
Ooh,
cafe. Yeah, because
ooh. I go to
I
cafes a
need
lot.
people.
That's my. I don't want to talk to people, but
No,
I
I
need
just
them.
need them. Yeah.
I have this. I don't know what you listen to when you're working, but I have one of my writers. shared shower with me. Do you know shower? It's um it's
Is
called
this a
Shower
kink?
Room at mynoise.net and it's free. And you can adjust the sliders for the heater being on, how loud the drain is, how loud the how showery it is, how watery it is, how drippy it is. It's just how white noisy. It's so good that it is like sending me into a fugue writing state when it goes into my ears. Mynoise.net, look for Shower Room, and it's so good.
I
So,
listen to
so that's what I'm
classical
saying. I like to
music.
go to the cafe and I like to talk to nobody and I like to
Yeah.
block out their sound, but I like to be physically present with other people.
Yeah. It's just being in their energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, though, I have learned that I need some people around me, like actual people, because when it came to fulfilling this Kickstarter, it very nearly didn't happen if it weren't for my mum's friends. So I had like
What?
65 and 70-year-olds packing dildos in two boxes for me.
Oh, I wish you could. Did you film that? Did they allow you to film that?
I didn't want to disrespect them, so I didn't do it. But
I think that's
like,
smart because if you had posted that, you would have gotten some shitty
yeah.
messages. But
Yeah,
yeah,
they were absolutely incredible, and I was so humbled and grateful that they came to help me because they didn't have to do that, and
that
they
is
did, and they
precious.
had fun, which was nice.
Of course they
But
did.
yeah, but also maybe I need to actually, make some friends locally. But
It
yeah.
is not overrated. As you know, my friend Allie, our friend Allie is coming in
Oh
today,
no,
and we're
I'm
gonna
so
go to a little
jealous.
writing retreat, and I can't wait for that. So writing
What are you
friends are
working
good.
on for it?
I'm gonna do the two things that I've been working on is I'm going to play with peculiarity, and I
Hmm.
am going to focus. Actually, we're doing kind of a Anne, who is also going. She's also focusing on some interesting ways to run Facebook ads. So we're going to be doing that kind of parallel to each other and maybe popping up to
Ooh.
say, "Did you know that?" or and this. And then after the 3 night writing retreat with my friends, then I am continuing up the coast and I'm going to have 4 days by myself, which was like bought, you know, after the holidays from hell. I just needed to be alone. And now I feel like, oh gosh, I'm leaving Lala with, a dog and two cats that can't be together. But so I'm gonna have my own little retreat afterwards. So I'll be gone a
Holiday
week.
from hell?
Did I not tell you about the holiday from hell?
No.
Sasha, we had, this is how I've been saying it, 4 emergency room visits, 3 kidney stones, 2 falls downstairs, and 1 alcoholic, perhaps drug infused meltdown that led to Lala having to kick her dad and his partner out of the shared Airbnb that he was with my dad and his partner, and they left the country 11 days early. That's why we have kittens. That's why I'm having such a good time now because I really feel like it was a near-death experience, like when life is just sweeter. Now that it's all over, it was Lala's first wife died at Christmas many years ago. So she just kept saying, "Well, this is only the second worst Christmas I've ever." It's really it was awful. It
Oh
was
my
we knew it would
God.
be bad. I'm sure that I had said how much I was dreading it and that it was a bad idea, but we did not know how bad an idea it was.
No, you
There were times.
definitely didn't tell me that.
Yeah. So now I'm just in this, I can't remember how we got there, but I'm just in this joy state. Oh yeah, so that's why I want to be alone, not with anybody, even though I love being around Lala. And it'll be a really nice week focused deeply on writing and doing the work. Because sometimes I go away for writing retreats, but they're really just reading retreats and refueling. This one is actually going to be working too. So
Oh,
it'll
I'm
be
so
good.
happy and excited for you.
Do. We do.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear all about it.
All right, I will tell you about it next month. And what will
Yes.
you'll be just ready to launch the Kickstarter in a few days when we talk next time.
Ready to launch the Kickstarter, and hopefully, I'll be at the point where I'll be searching for somebody to join the company to do take over the fulfilling because I'll do it for a couple of weeks so I learn the system and stuff,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
can teach someone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect. You'll perfect the system and then you'll be able
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
because you'll see where the breaks are that you cannot predict right now.
Exactly. And I don't want to bring somebody in and be a shit manager because I can't explain how to do anything and
Yeah,
I don't know how to problem solve problems that are going to arise. So, I have to deal with that chaos and then I can hand it to someone else
this
with
is
all the
so exciting.
solutions.
This is so exciting. Oh, all right. I can't wait to talk to you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.